Hey guys, welcome back to these daily vlogs. Day number 15 here, and today we're going to be talking more about the Pushka League. We just had day number 3, the final day of the CIS and EU qualifiers, where we saw the sides of Pro Prodigy and OG.Seed make it through to the group stage, where now the fire definitely starts to get a little bit more intense. That's right, Viking.GG did not make it through. OG.Seed were able to knock them out. Not to I think some people may be surprised with the recent results coming out with Viking beating Team Secret 2-0. But I think when you look at the wider span of things, if you compare these two teams, OG.Seed maybe have shown a little bit more consistency of like gradual improvement. It's always awkward when you see a team like spike all of a sudden and then fail, right? Like there isn't that consistent record of improvement. So Viking definitely have some things to learn from this game. I think when I looked at that series, one of the most recurring themes is they're very fixated around Timbersort to be banned or picked and to like focus on a strength lineup. That is something that they run really well. Things like Mars plus DK. But OG.Seed just seemed to outpace them, played a lot quicker. It's nice to see that from the mini OG, is that they're playing the mini aggression of what OG is really being known for a while now, even the new iteration. On the other side, Pro Prodigy did manage to get through 2-0. They had less work than OG.Seed did. OG.Seed series was a 2-1, but Pro Prodigy very clearly were the favourites for this qualifier. Stomped Empire Hope. Wasn't a hope in hell for the side of Empire to come back in that one. And it's going to be interesting to see how Pro matches up against the other teams in this league. I think there's a lot of potential with that squad. I'm intrigued to see how far it can go, to see maybe some more of that potential shining through that solo sort of epileptic kid, to see FN get more opportunities to prove himself as the capable player we know him to be. And then you can't forget the rest of the squad. Save has been used on a lot of different teams as a stand-in. Never find that permanent placement, but it seems he's finally found a home in Pro Prodigy, and I love to see DM and you round that out. They fill the gaps really well. And if DM's able to play his game his way, he does an amazing job. Speaking of amazing jobs, in that OG.Seed versus Viking series, Chessie definitely had a lot of standout performances. But that's not to take anything away from the rest of the team. Madara done what Madara done so well with his farming. Zibe was really on point with some of his itemizations and his timings. Like I liked how he was able to be active around the map at the right times. And you have to give a huge shout out to Chessie just for how dominant he was on his Void Spirit today. That's not to rule out the contributions of Pexu and Z-Freak. Pexu is very good at understanding his positioning a lot of the time, especially in the game where he was Snapfire against Phoenix, just eliminating that egg every time he could. And of course, Z-Freak, amazing as always at making space, is something we love to see from him, is something he's been very well known for. Let's look at the next day quickly, because tomorrow I won't be working, so I'll be sitting at home watching just a little thought on my work. Actually, I came to the We Save event not expecting to be a host. I volunteered for it. I felt really good. Feeling really good about how I'm progressing as a host actually in this tournament so far. And I'm excited to see how the following days come. I'm not working every day, but it's all the cool thing is this opportunity to watch our host Banks work, see how he does, also research, be ready, prep work, maybe something I don't really do. I'm trying to do it, but like it just doesn't really mesh me well. I'm very good at just getting in and flowing at the moment. But it's always interesting to kind of seek ways of improving, whether it's like learning from other people. And Banks, shout out to him, amazing dude. Like he's there for me if I need to ask him anything, and I love to see that. It's at the end of the day, while there are only so many talent spots on each event, that doesn't mean we aren't friends. That doesn't mean we don't get along. That doesn't mean like we should shy away from helping each other. Because in my perspective has always been, instead of like worrying about what another person is doing better, you should find a way to improve yourself. Right? When you're so locked in this kind of envious cycle where you're like, oh, that person had an amazing game, but I reckon I could do better. Like, shut up and do better then, right? Like, if you're too busy fixating on someone else's progress, you lose track of your own. But now let's progress into talking about the next day of Pushka League. The first group stage day is going to have the sides of Na'Vi facing off against Hellraisers. I think this could be a very close series. Actually, looking at the two teams, I think on paper there's like a very clear argument that both squads have strengths, especially with previous and recent records. I think that Na'Vi may be the favorites in some people's eyes, especially when you see the likes of Pasha in the mix. Ilias definitely a standout upcoming star, but Hellraisers really started to find their stride when they got their hands on Roger and they brought Funnick. Zani especially having some amazing performances So I think that series could be very close. I don't think there's a clear decisive winner there. Hellraisers definitely managed to propel themselves in recent times to one of the most notable teams in CIS and the ones that people keep an eye on. And then the next series, oh man, I'm kind of jelly I'm not going to be there. I'm a little bit jealous that Banks got this one. He's going to have Virtus Pro versus Virtus Pro Prodigy. That's right. You know what? Prodigy was naughty. They went through this qualifier, they completely stomped all their opponents, and now Papa VP is coming in to stick him over his knee, give him a good spank, and say, son, you can't go around on the playground bullying kids like that. Maybe it won't go that way, but obviously if you're looking at from recent records and how Virtus Pro is just on top, having beat OG in that 3-2 final, Virtus Pro are definitely the favorites to beat Prodigy here. I would be very impressed if Prodigy take a game of Virtus Pro or has a very, very close game without it being a ridiculous outdraft, which, you know, is harder to achieve against these tier 1 teams, which you can't doubt that Virtus Pro has definitely earned that brand again. They're looking like they're back on top. They're looking very dominant. And then not the guys who were in that grand final, but their babies will actually be playing after that for the final series of the day against NIP. That's going to be OG.Seed versus NIP. OG.Seed, we already talked to them a little bit. NIP, yeah, you know, Tanner's doing it. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Hit the rewind. Something changed there. That's right. NIP did drop their roster. After PPD announced his retirement, they didn't really have much of a roster left. Milan, however you want to pronounce it, I say Milan, whereas Liz loves to say Milan. God damn that man. He's right with so many, but maybe not with that one. Milan he already has a new team lined up, I think. I don't know the details. But there was no chance of him wanting to stay with NIP long term. Of course, they'd lost PPD. It's very hard to actually replace captains, or at least get good veteran captains at the moment. Although there are the likes of Fada available. It's just that case of whether maybe he didn't want to go back to NIP. I don't know what the case with Fada and 33 is. But then Lelis, you know, it's impossible for you to actually play right now on the NIP roster because he's in SA, they're in Europe. So that was kind of a given. You can see that coming. I'm a little bit gutted with Tanner and Dahak being let go like that, and I think Blizzy was a nice stand-in. Be interested to see if those guys get together and form a new team. I hope Tanner doesn't especially get forgotten about. I can see Dahak getting picked up quite easily, and same for Blizzy. But Tanner, of course, definitely has some good stand-up performances recently when he joined the NIP roster. And the replacements are the guys that got their buoys whooped by OG.Seed in this qualifier that just wrapped up. That's right. Chicken Fighters were the guys that were picked up by Ninjas in Pajamas. They did actually get beaten on the early stages of the qualifier. Well, not the early stages, just the second day, I believe it was. No, first day. First day, OG.Seed got 2-0'd by the side of Chicken Fighters. So that's gonna be a sore one for NIP. They've been given a second life, as Chicken Fighters has been given a second life as NIP. Now it's a case of whether they can start to deliver right out of the gate. Have they learned? Have they researched? And can they actually slay OG.Seed and get some sweet, sweet vengeance? Or will it just be a rinse and repeat, just with a different brand in front of it? I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to see how that's going to unwrap. I am excited for a full day of Dota. I love to see some good CIS action as always, and I'm loving the fact that we're going to get that rematch, but not really a rematch because different organization to round up that day. But those are your free series. I'm going to be watching all day. You'll probably be able to catch me in Twitch chat. If you got any thoughts on who you think is going to be better, if somebody you disagree with, whatever, any thoughts you have, be sure to slap them down there in the comments, and be sure to like or dislike this video. I would love to know what you guys think, your feedback as always. And as always, I will catch you in the next one, which is just roughly 24 hours away. Look at that. God, it's like spamming in your inbox. You can't get rid of me. Sayonara for tonight, those suckers. See you tomorrow.